last question, I promise. I promise. Last question. Um, what advice would you give to someone who's starting a procurement organization from scratch? Doesn't have a procurement policy at all, doesn't have a tool. What would you advise them to do? Where to start over the next, maybe the first 90 to 180 days or something?
It's a good question. So I think more strategically, I think what's important is to first understand, how do I want to do procurement? Do I want a procurement like everybody else, or do I want to make something different, right? I think the benefit that we had is that we never did procurement in like a very big corporate environment, more in startup environment. Really how I want to do it, and then have this approach guide all your decisions. Then more short term, definitely get to know all your stakeholders. You got to be your best friends, right? Same as if you always want to have a good friend in IT and in HR. As a procurement manager, be good friends with your stakeholders, know who they are. And maybe one thing, just to show there's no procurement, look at the big hitters, the big contracts you have, something usually like a Salesforce or a Slack.
The brands.
Just look at it and try to improve it as quickly as possible. That's what we've done. We started, there were a lot of things. Let's have some quick value creation, right? Just in the first...
To build trust.
Yeah, to build trust, correct. So obviously, there's nothing. Whatever you touch, you make it into gold, because there was nobody that done it before you, right? And then you can create trust very early on. Everybody, oh wow, this was very well made, good savings, good job. We trust you now more to do things you want to do. So that's
you've got value. I'll adopt your process.
Yeah, and then related to the operations, I would learn some tools, learn how to operate tools. Don't rely on IT. Purely on IT to do certain things. Like, I do think you should be tech savvy enough to operate your own tool, but maybe change things on your own a little bit. Work some little small automations for your own, because then you're just a bit quicker than waiting for a ticket that's like 200 in the queue, right? When you have to wait on another team. So really some more tech savvy, some tech knowledge. Don't need to be a developer, but a little bit.